Hi, are you confident using the present perfect and the present perfect continuous? This is Susan Broder from Speak Languages and Travel the World, here to help you improve your English with minimum effort and maximum benefit. And I've realized that the present perfect and the present perfect continuous are really difficult to use, so I thought we could practice them further together, in particular with questions. So to summarize, if you want to use questions with how often, how many times, how much, you're interested in the result. Therefore, you'll use the present perfect. The present perfect is interested in the result of an action. So, for example, how many times have you been to the gym this week? I've been there 3 times. How often have you been on holiday this year? Well, I've been about twice, once this winter, once this summer. How much have you eaten today? Because you look really full up. Well, yes, I've eaten quite a bit today. Or how much have you drunk? Have you drunk too much to drive? Or how many drinks have you had? So these are all using the present perfect because we want to know the result of the action. Instead, if you ask questions with how long, you obviously want to know about the action itself and not the result. So you use the present perfect continuous. For example, how long have you been living in your home? Have you been living there for a few years? I've been living in my house since May 1998, so I've been living there for a long time. What about you? How long have you been studying English? So obviously I haven't been studying English, but I've been studying other languages. I studied French for many years, but I can't say I've been studying French because I stopped studying it. So you can only ask that about something that you're continuing to do. So I haven't been studying French, but I can say I studied French for about quite a long time, I think 13 years, but now I'm not studying it anymore. Instead, I've been studying Spanish for about 5 years on my own. So again, we're talking about the length of time. How long have you been playing tennis? Well, that's a dual question. It could be, well, I've been playing for 2 hours, or I've been playing for 3 years. I've been playing since I was a child. You have to understand from the context what kind of answer is needed. So to summarize, all how long questions will always be used with the present perfect continuous because we're interested in the action, while all how many, how much, how often, how many times will be using the present perfect because we're interested in the result of the action. So to summarize, how long is used to express the action itself, whilst how many times, how often, how much is used to express the result of the action. Other examples of the result of the action could be, where have you been? Because I can't find you, so the result is I'm worried, I don't know where you are, and when you reappear I can ask, where have you been, in the present perfect. What have you done? Something, I don't know, I walk into a room, there's a disaster, I can ask, what have you done? Because the result is disastrous. So the present perfect always for the result. Some examples of continuity of the action could be, have you been seeing anyone lately? This usually refers to going out with someone, a more kind of sentimental relationship. So I could say, yes, I've been seeing a nice person, we get along very well, but yes, we're only still on friendly terms, there's nothing more to it. Have you been doing any exercise lately? That gives you the impression again of the action and not the result. Instead, of course, if I saw you looking really fit and maybe also having lost a few kilos, I could say, oh, have you been doing any exercise lately? Have you been dieting? Because look, you've lost weight and you've put on muscle. That gives you the have you been dieting, have you been doing exercise, gives the impression of the action. And then the result, you've lost weight and you've put on muscle. Why don't you write in the comments below a few more examples of the difference between the present perfect and the present perfect continuous? Just write the actual example sentences, and of course there can be a simple past, for example, when yes, well, if you ask, have you been to the USA, you could say, yes, I went there when I was a child. That's the answer with the simple past. Have you ever tried bungee jumping? Yes, I have. I did it when I was in New Zealand, for example. Please put some examples in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Bye! Okay, so please put some comments please put some examples in the comments below